Alright guys, the day is finally here. Today the Drive Syndicate has just ended and today I will be basically focusing into completely maxing out my Arash Imperium, which I unlocked like a few weeks ago if I remember correctly, and I already made a video explaining how expensive this card was to completely max out in terms of blueprints, epic import parts and basically everything, and I basically made a video about that, so if you want to check it out how expensive this card was for me to completely max out, you can have a look at this video description and there you will have all the info you need to know. But today we are not here for the cost this card meant for my wallet. Today we are here to see how good this card can actually do on multiplayer. Well, not on MP1 because I am not in Legends League so far, but I do really think we can have some races in MP where I think there is some slipstream mode as for now, and if not I can always have a look into the private lobbies, because if it's true that during this update we will have a few cards in the selection we can choose from on the private room series, I do really think the Arash Imperium is still there, so I do really hope we can have a look into the Arash Imperium performance either way. Okay, so the best part about maxing out this Arash Imperium is the fact that once you completely gold max this card, on which by the way I had to use epic wildcards in order to get all the epic import parts, because otherwise I would have had like 12 epic import parts and this card still requires 16. Well, the best part is that once you completely gold max this card, for some reason there is an overclock boost available for this one. So yeah, I just spent some overclock chips and now it has a rank of over 5,400 points, which is absolutely crazy. But here is the thing, I mean, it's not the most fair overclock boost I have ever seen, because well, if we get real about it, this Arash Imperium is easily one of the best cards of the entire game, and with this overclock boost is like a bit too much power put into one single card, but I guess that Gameloft wanted us to check how good this card could be even with overclock boost, so here we are, we have the Arash Imperium completely gold max with overclock boost, which is even better. And well, let's see how these races are going, because let's remember that I am not the most skilled player on this game. I guess that most of you guys already know that, because well, let's get real, my channel is not about skills or prolapse or that stuff. So yeah, it kinda explains why these runs suck so much, but still this card is so fun to drive. It doesn't matter if you are a complete professional or just a casual as I am, because you will have fun regardless, because this car has a perfect handling, it's floaty. I mean, we already talked about this car way too much on this channel because I already made a multiplayer test with this car at 3 stars, and now it's like even better, obviously because it's at gold max and the stats boost is quite huge compared to 3 stars, but still I wanted to highlight how powerful this card truly is. I know that some of you guys told me that this card would get nerfed just like the Devel 16 after a couple of updates once the Drive Syndicate ended, but still I am quite reluctant to accept that this card could get nerfed, because so far I do really think it's quite balanced in terms of rank compared to all the other cards we have around this rank. I mean, the Devel 16 is quite good still. I acknowledge it had to be adjusted a couple of times, but the Devel 16 is quite good compared to its rank these days. The Koenigsegg Just Go Absolute has a fair rank to performance ratio, and also the other cards around these ranks are quite well balanced compared to the ranks they have. So I do really think that the Arash Imperium is well placed in terms of rank and performance, and I would really like to not to see this card nerfed in the future, because otherwise it will be quite bad. I mean, I spent quite a lot of money. I know that some people spent way less than I did and still got a completely maxed out Arash Imperium, but still, I mean, I spent quite a huge amount of money on this card and I would not like to see it go down the drain, because at the end of the day it's my money. I know that I got that money from making videos here on YouTube, guys, which most of you guys already got the chance to see, but still I would not like that money to go down the drain. I mean, I think it's a fair proposal, I think it is. So yeah, let's have a look into this card multiplayer performance, because it truly delivers. You all guys need to keep in mind that the Drive Syndicate has just ended and everyone who has been waiting to gold max their Arash Imperium have been waiting for this exact moment to test the car on multiplayer. And let's remember that most of the people who can afford a Gold Max Arash Imperium also have the Ultimate Pass, which means they have way more fuels than all the other kind of players. So I do really think it's fair to assume that these races will be tough for me because I am not the most skilled player, and there are many skilled players who have chosen to go for this Arash Imperium, just like it happened with the Devel 16 or the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, because it's a quite broken car to use on Gauntlet, on multiplayer, on basically any game mode this game has to offer, because it's so complete, so broken, but not in the bad way. I mean, it's broken, but it's also fairly high in terms of rank. So yeah, it's the king of the game for a reason. You know what I mean? I mean, this car is literally the best car we have got so far. It kinda reminds me of the Hennessy Venom F5 back when it got its first special event, where everyone was like, oh my god, the requirements are so hard and that stuff, and it took many tokens, and many people then didn't go for the Toroidion and that stuff. It was quite of a mess, and this time the Arash Imperium appeared through a Drive Syndicate, and obviously it has been way more expensive compared to the Hennessy Venom F5 special event, but still, what I want to say is that it feels like the Hennessy Venom F5 back when it appeared, because it's as broken as the Hennessy Venom F5 was back when it appeared for the first time of the game. It's just that now the game is completely different, there are way more new mechanics, we have this drift acceleration thing, we have the floaty, we have a bunch of game mechanics which have been implemented into this Arash Imperium, making it extremely broken for the rank it has, which is a high rank, I repeat once again, but yeah, overall it's a fairly broken car. So yeah, that was basically my main impression while driving this car. Obviously, without even being the best player, you can still see how this car is really powerful. The nitro is not that powerful even with the overclock boost, but I mean, it's a really fast car which allows you to recover speed quite quickly with the drift acceleration thing. It's like a really complete car. It doesn't need to have a really powerful nitro duration, because that kind of weakness gets complemented with all the other strong points this car has to offer. I am well aware that many people didn't go for it because of how expensive it ended up being, but still is a really good car to have fun with on multiplayer, even if you are not the most skilled player as I am. So yeah, if I am having fun by being just a casual player and playing like one, I can't imagine how much fun a professional player is going to have while driving this car, because it's an absolute monster. However, I would like to point out that maybe in the future something even better arrives and this Arash Imperium ends up being like, you know, less relevant. That's perfectly possible, I am well aware of that, and I have spent a lot of money, and you know, nothing lasts forever, and I might lose my game progression and everything at some point in the future. I have already assumed that. But you know, life is life, and now I am having quite a lot of fun with this one, despite I have spent a lot of money. And yeah, I might spend even more money in the future by going for better cars than this one, even if I don't use them at the best skill set I could. So yeah, it's all about fun and games, that kind of stuff. At least for me, I fully understand that there are some people who enjoy this game with way less than I do, but still, I wanted to share with you all guys my thoughts in regards to this Arash Imperium and its insane multiplayer performance. So I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop your likes, your subscription, everything in order to not to miss anything about Asphalt Legends Unite. And I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Take care, and I will see you soon once again. Goodbye, guys.